Welcome back to Batman Beyond right here at Comicstorian, where we bring you audio drama versions of your favorite comic books, video games, and movies. And last time on Batman Beyond, Robin Beyond had been fired and was working out of the cave. But what was more interesting was the fact that Bruce Wayne was acting out of character. And as it turns out, the villain Falseface had actually taken his identity and locked him away in Arkham Asylum. Once our heroes had figured that out, they managed to warn Terry, except it wasn't Terry, was it? Because a man woke up in a back alley, asking himself who was he, and he was Terry. That's right, when we last left off, the villain Falseface had taken the identity and abilities of Terry McGinnis. So what's gonna happen next with our new Batman Beyond? With Falseface having taken Terry's identity, he goes on a patrol so that he can play hero while Bruce comes back to the mansion. But as Falseface returns through the window, Bruce shouts that he knows better than to come to the house like that. Falseface tells him, "Relax. It's dark and no one saw me." Bruce stops him, telling him, "Batman enters through the caves, always." So Falseface pulls back the Batman cowl, telling him, "You're the boss." Melanie takes out her phone, stating that she just read the news. It said that Batman was involved in a shootout and that he threw a kidnapper off of a bridge and killed him. Bruce yells, "If that's true, I'll make sure that you never use that suit again, Terry." Falseface brushes himself off, telling him, "It's cool. I know better than that. After I threw the kidnapper off the bridge, I went after him to make sure the guy was all right. Care to back me up, Alf?" Alfred tells him, "This is correct. Batman disposed of the kidnapper in an alley, alive, though somewhat worse for wear." Bruce yells, "My rules are clear. You harm no one in the Batman suit." Falseface laughs, telling him, "That's funny coming from the man that dangled bad guys off of rooftops on a nightly basis." Matt jumps in asking, "How about we talk about something else? Like, what we're gonna do about that villain Split, the speedster?" Bruce asks him, "Who?" And Melanie tells him that she'll fill him in. He's a speedster that can divide into two people. And Matt goes on telling him that he's been robbing Powers Technology Research. They know that there is at least one last facility, so Bruce walks down into the Batcave, telling them, "Well, then we don't have any more time to waste. If we have reason to think that this Split is in any particular location, we have to move." A short while later, at that last facility, Falseface scans the building and says that he can see Split inside. Looks like he's using a memory stick and downloading data. Should be easy enough to stop. So Falseface, still looking and acting like Terry, crashes through the window and Adam and Caden separate, asking, "Are you ever going to learn?" Falseface smiles at them, telling him, "You'll be finished after you get a whiff of these babies." Bruce yells over the comms that those aren't gas pellets, they're explosives. Adam and Caden begin to punch Falseface, asking, "Did you try and kill us? We don't want to hurt you." But Falseface stops as the two of them charge at him, telling him, "I don't want to hurt you guys either. In fact, I was thinking that maybe the three of us could work together." Matt looks around asking, "What is he doing?" And Bruce tells him, "I should have seen it sooner. That man is not Terry McGinnis." Back at the facility, Adam and Caden charge at Falseface, while Caden yells, "Batman is just trying to put us away. We have to take him out." Falseface laughs, telling him, "Oh, you want to do this the hard way? Fine. These speed demons are about to inhale some gas that causes an instant paralyze. It was made for extreme crowd control, so it doesn't last long. If you want to try and kill me, well, good luck with that. If you're after something like advanced tech, I can help you." And Caden asks, "Why would you help us?" And Adam tells him, "We have to at least listen." Falseface continues, "I'm playing a long game, one where all three of us win. Now tell me all about what's going on." Adam stops, telling him, "I'll explain. These speed powers that we share, they're tearing us apart, they're killing us. Our only hope is to get the equipment necessary to separate us, and fast. Do you understand this exactly? We have to tell you our origins. We will tell you where it all began. When our mother had a difficult pregnancy, she gave birth to one boy. But something went wrong. The doctors did their best, but our mother died. Our father was left alone to take care of this single boy. He was underemployed and overworked, especially since the kid ate like there was no tomorrow. The boy pushed the father to the edge, and the boy's demands and constant issues were overwhelming. One day it became clear, though. There was two of them, locked in one body. And he, Adam, was the source of Caden's pain. He was a shadow twin, a persistent voice in Caden's head, looking to somehow exist on his own. When he emerged, the fact that there were two of them wasn't the only revelation that shocked their father. The other was their speed. Their situation was beyond what their father could handle, and their father turned them over to Powers Technology, both to help and get rid of them. Derek Powers and his team took them in, and that was the last time they ever saw their father. But Powers had no real interest in helping. He wanted to exploit their abilities. They can't stay separated for long. When separated, the speed eats away at them to the point where they need to merge again. But what they're really fighting, the reason that they're stealing all this tech, all of this happened fast. They were only born 6 years ago. Falseface says that he understands it now. The power is rapidly aging them. Well, he can help. Take them to the smartest guy ever. A man with more tech than they can imagine. Matt and Bruce watch, and Matt says, Falseface is planning to bring them back to the Batcave. Melanie then says he probably plans to stop Split's aging process so that he could assume their identities and speed powers. For Falseface, having 2 bodies would be the ultimate get. Bruce looks back and tells him, I won't allow it. But Melody steps down in costume, telling him, you don't control me. I fought Batman as a part of the Royal Flush Gang, and I can do it again. Especially when he's actually a phony who doesn't know the full potential of the Batsuit. And right now, I'm your only chance. Bruce sighs as he hands her a utility belt, telling her, you fought me enough to know what's in each compartment. Melanie flies out on her car, telling him, don't worry. They won't get back to the Batcave. You can trust me on that. As Melanie leaves, Matt asks, what about Terry? We don't know where he is. He's lost out there, and he doesn't even know who he is if Falseface's powers are accurate. Bruce tells him, I know, but we need to take care of Falseface and Split fast, which is exactly why I need to place a call to someone special. Later, out on the streets, Falseface and Split make their way to the mansion when suddenly batarangs rain down upon them. Split asks, how? And Melanie flies by, stating, I'm Hal, and she knocks Falseface to the ground. Melanie then takes out the explosive pellets, and as she throws them, Split runs by, catching them and throwing them back, blasting Melanie off her card. As she falls and hits the ground, Falseface walks up telling them, that was some nice work, boys. She took her best shot and came up short. And since you took her out, you can have the honors of shredding her. Split tells him, no, we can't. But back at the cave, there's a sudden whoosh, and a voice tells Bruce, hey, it's been a long time, Bruce. And Bruce tells the man in the shadow, that's what happens when we refuse to talk to somebody. The shadowy man says, after what went down between us, you can't possibly blame me for that. Bruce tells him, it doesn't matter right now. Melanie needs you, now. The man bolts out of the cave, telling him, on my way. Matt stares for a moment and asks, was that really him? And Bruce tells him, yes, it was. Back with Falseface, he asks, what's taking you so long? And Caden tells Adam, we have to do this. We can't die here, Adam. But before either of them could do anything, a red blur runs by, grabbing Melanie, and Falseface asks, who? And the mysterious voice from before tells them, if anyone knows a thing or two about speed, Adam then asks, is that really who I think it is? And old man Barry stops, asking, if you mean the Flash, then the answer's yes. Melanie asks if it's really him, and Barry tells her, yeah, most people just call me Barry now, though. Mind bringing me up to speed on what's going on? Tell me why you're fighting a guy dressed like Batman? Melanie tells him that it's Falseface working with a speedster, calling himself, well, themselves Split. Barry tells her, all right, this makes it 2-on-2. Should be able to make quick work of this one. Adam and Katie begin to split apart, and Melanie says, yeah, about that, you see Split? And Barry tells her, right, can divide into 2. Barry begins to run, telling Melanie, I'll take care of the runners, you handle the false Batman. As Barry runs by, Adam and Kaden start to catch up to him, and as they all begin to run up a building, the 2 brothers go over the ledge and they see nothing. Adam asks where he could have gone, and Barry runs through the wall, telling them, it seems the concept of vibrating through walls is new to you. So word of advice, don't fight opponents who can comprehend your potential better than you can. Kaden starts to get a throwing a pipe, telling Adam, this isn't what we bargained for. And as the pipe hits Barry, Bruce radios in, telling him, you should have seen that coming. Barry groans, telling him, hey, I didn't give you comm access. Adam and Kaden merge to regain strength and escape, stating, we already have what we need, and we don't need this. Barry runs up, knocking them down, asking, hey, could you guys slow down a bit and tell me about it? Like, what's your story? What are you really after? Adam tells Kaden that they have to. He could be their only hope. Kaden fights the urge to say no, but then lets out a giant sigh, stating, look, we're dying. Our only hope is on that boat. There's a machine on there that can save us. That's why we needed this miniaturized power source. Barry helps Split up, asking, where's the boat? And what about Melanie? Bruce tells him, she'll be fine. She's experienced, and Falseface doesn't know how to maximize the suit's potential. Back up in the air, Melanie throws some gas pellets at Falseface as he shouts, you can't win! No one ever beats me. As Falseface flies through the cloud of gas, he sees Barry taking Split and rockets after them. Over at the boat, Barry asks, is this it? And Kaden says that it's their only hope. They needed the stabilizer, the matrix unit, and the miniaturized power source to recalibrate everything and make it work. Barry helps set up the machine, asking, Are you still hoping that this will separate you permanently so that you can live without merging? It might work, but if it does, I'm fairly sure you're going to lose your speed powers forever. As the machine powers up, Caden says that if anything is to go bad, and they have to save only one of them, make sure it's Adam. He's the good one, Flash. Barry dials up the machine, telling him, I won't let it come to that. Another 30 seconds but that's when Falseface storms in shouting, no, they're mine! No power source, no experiment. Barry yells, wait, if you do that now while the energy is flowing. But before he could finish, the entire boat explodes, and Melanie has to dive in to look for survivors. She finds Falseface pulling him out of the water, and Barry helps them up onto the dock. And a few minutes later, Melanie asks how he is. Barry tells her that it's too late. Falseface is dead. So Melanie leans down, taking off her mask, stating that she's sorry she couldn't have saved him, whoever he is. She stops when she sees Falseface's identity is still Terry McGinnis. She then asks, what does this mean? And Barry tells her he doesn't know. Nor does he know what happened to Adam and Caden. He did a quick search and he couldn't find a trace of them, alive or dead. As the two stand there, Melanie asks, how does he do it? How does he learn to live with this? And Barry asks, what? Death? You don't. It's saving lives. That's what's keeping us going. Back at the Batcave, Matt asks, what does this mean for Terry? If Falseface died with his face, shouldn't Terry wake up now? Bruce tells him after doing some research, when Falseface assumes an identity, some kind of nullifier kicks in so that he can wear the look and mannerisms of his victim. The nullifier obliterates the victim's awareness of who they actually are. Matt then asks what happens when Falseface dies as Terry. Bruce puts his arm around Matt, telling him that he didn't move on to another identity or revert to his own. He fears that Terry may be completely unaware of who he really is. Matt begins to shake, stating that Terry's out there on the run and all alone. We might not ever see him again. But meanwhile, in that back alley, a woman looks at the shaggy-looking Terry, telling him to get out of here. Everyone knows that she gets first crack at this restaurant's discards. Terry easily jumps up into the window, telling her that she can go ahead. He'll wait. He's the proactive type. After a few moments, Terry jumps down with 2 sandwiches, telling her that he got one for her too. The woman starts to eat, telling him that if he sticks with her, he'll be good. Just fine. But a few hours later, after everyone's gone to bed in the Wayne Manor, a woman walks down into the cave, stating that it's about time that Bruce went to bed. She looks at the suit, telling herself that it's unthinkable to have Neo Gotham without the Bat to protect it. And once the capsule opens, she takes the suit out, and she leaves. And that brings us to the conclusion of Batman Beyond issue 36, where we're going to get a new Batwoman Beyond. Now, we know Batwoman Beyond is going to be tied in because of the TV show that just came out. They want to make, capitalize on that and stuff like that. But what do you think of the storyline? What do you think about Old Man Flash? What do you think about this new speedster, Split, who's still out there? And what do you think about them taking Terry off the table for a moment? I think it's kind of interesting. I've been following this book since it started. We're on issue 36. I've been bringing you guys just about every story in the entire thing. So what do you guys think of it? I hope you enjoyed this Batman Beyond coverage. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Turn on that notification bell to actually know when we put up videos. YouTube's making it very difficult for us to let you guys know that content is dropping over here, and we'd really appreciate you guys just subscribing and stuff like that. Either way, thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you next time right here.